In this video, we're going to take a look at how to do borders around, not around text boxes or pictures or tables or anything like that, but we're going to look at page borders. I've got one of my standard example files here, the Alice in Wonderland file, and this has a title page or a cover page at the top, and then we have the rest of our text down below. So let's take a look at inserting a border. And it's not on the insert command, it is on the design tab up here, and it's way over here in the page background group. So click on page borders, we get the following dialog box. The page border tab comes up. There are two other tabs here that we're not really too concerned about. So we want the page border tab. This is, by the way, it's almost the same as this one over here, except you notice we lose the art section down here, and I want to take a look at that, so we'll stick on this one. So there are a number of presets over here. The default is none. You can choose box, or you can choose shadow, which gives you kind of a 3D effect. If you choose 3D, I'm not sure how that's different from box up here. It doesn't seem to change much at all. But those are some presets. If you're happy with those, go ahead and select them. But you can customize as much as you want to using these four boxes right here. So we've got a style. You can set it to a solid line, some options on dotted or dashed lines. Then we've got like double and triple lines here. So let's pick something that's going to stand out. And it did put borders all the way around by default. What matters when you're doing this is what it looks like over here. It doesn't really matter what you select over here if they don't get applied to the preview window over here. So make sure you look at the preview window before you click on OK. So we can select the color that we want. So let's make it red. And it did turn everything red for me. The width is 3 points by default. If I want to make it a different size, I can make it a different size. So let's try 2 1/4 points here. And let's click on, so this is what it's going to look like. This is our preview. That's probably what we want. Then before you click on OK, you can apply it to the whole document, and that's obvious what that's going to do. We're going to get the border on every page. If your document is divided into sections, you can do it just for this section. We haven't talked about sections yet, but we will. Or if you don't divide your document into sections, basically your document is one big section. Now, it does give you an option. Sometimes the first page of your document you want to be formatted differently, so you can tell it that you want to put the border around the first page only, or everything except the first page. So I'm going to choose everything except the first page, and then I'm going to click on OK. And I get the border around everything except the first page up here. So every single page that I have now to the end of this section, which is, in this case, is the end of the document, is going to have that border around it. Okay. Now let's go back and choose page borders again. And this time, we're going to take a look at the art options down here. So click on the down arrow. Microsoft has a bunch of so-called art choices down here. And you pick something, and you will get that as a border all the way around your picture. So let's do the Christmas trees here. We'll leave it everything except the first page. We'll click on OK. And we get Christmas trees around the selection. Let's try making this smaller. Click on OK. So you can make it smaller. There is not an option, however, for providing your own image here to be replicated. If you don't like the ones that they have, then you're pretty much out of luck. So there are a number of images here. Maybe you find something you like. If you scroll down far enough, instead of getting a bunch of pictures that get repeated, what you get are some patterns down here that will get repeated all the way around the outside. I'm going to scroll a little bit further here. And eventually you get to a place where the outline is going to be some kind of a pattern. Let's pick this one right here. And some of the times when you do this, you have an option for color. Automatic is black, and we can change it to whatever we want to. So if I want that pattern to be red, or if I want it to be blue, I can change it. That's not an option on all of them. Let's look and see if we can find one here where it's not an option. Okay, here's one where when I select it, apparently I don't have any choice about what color it's going to be. The color box gets grayed out. So you kind of have to keep your eye on this color box here. If you want to change the color, make sure you select one where this is not grayed out. Otherwise, you're just going to get whatever the default is. So let's select this one now, and let's click on OK, and we get the little diamonds all the way around the outside. So that's how borders work in Word 2019.